Not understanding these rules could land you in trouble. Moving to the UK can be an exciting but daunting experience. From its rich history to its diverse culture, there's much to look forward to. However, it's easy to make mistakes, especially when you're new to the country. In this video, we'll highlight some common mistakes to avoid both before and after moving to the UK. Let's get started. Mistake 1. Not doing enough research. One of the biggest mistakes people make before moving to the UK is failing to do thorough research. Moving to another country isn't just about packing your bags, it requires careful planning. The UK is a unique place, with its own set of laws, customs, and living conditions. If you don't prepare properly, you may face unnecessary challenges. It's essential to understand the basics of life in the UK before you arrive. For example, the cost of living varies greatly between cities. London, for instance, is significantly more expensive than places like Manchester or Birmingham. Researching housing, healthcare, and transportation options will help you plan your budget better. Don't forget to learn about cultural differences as well. The UK has a diverse population, and what may be considered normal in your country might be different here. Small details, like knowing how to greet people or understanding British humor, can make your transition smoother. Mistake 2. Ignoring visa requirements. Visa issues are one of the most common problems new arrivals face. The UK has strict visa requirements, and failing to secure the right one can cause major delays, fines, or even deportation. Whether you're moving for work, study, or family, you need to ensure that your visa is the correct type for your stay. Applying for a visa is a detailed process. You need to ensure you submit all the required documents, and you should apply as early as possible. If you're applying for a work visa, make sure your employer is licensed to sponsor foreign employees. If you're coming to study, double-check that your educational institution is registered with the UK government to issue student visas. Be mindful of visa restrictions too. Some visas have limitations on how many hours you can work or whether you can bring family members with you. Not understanding these rules could land you in trouble. Mistake 3. Underestimating the weather. One of the most frequently mentioned aspects of life in the UK is how unpredictable the weather can be. Many people arrive expecting mild conditions year-round but are surprised by how quickly the weather can change. From sudden downpours in the summer to chilly winds in the winter, it's best to be prepared. The UK tends to have a lot of overcast days, especially in regions like Scotland or Northern Ireland. Even in the south, rain is frequent, and temperatures can drop unexpectedly. If you're used to warmer climates, this can take some getting used to. Pack for all seasons. You'll need warm layers for winter, but even in summer, temperatures can be much cooler than you're used to. Make sure to have weather-appropriate clothing so you can comfortably enjoy your new surroundings. Mistake 4. Not understanding local etiquette. British society values politeness, and understanding local etiquette is key to fitting in. It may seem like a small thing, but not adhering to social customs can make you stand out in a negative way. For instance, queuing, or lining up, is taken very seriously in the UK. Whether you're waiting for a bus or paying at a shop, it's essential to wait your turn patiently. Jumping the queue is seen as incredibly rude. Public behavior also matters. The British are typically reserved in public spaces. Speaking loudly, especially on public transport or in quiet places, can be considered impolite. Similarly, maintaining personal space is important, and casual conversations with strangers aren't as common as in some other countries. Being punctual is another part of British etiquette. Whether for a job interview or meeting friends, arriving late without warning is considered disrespectful. If you're running late, it's always a good idea to inform the other party. Mistake 5. Not registering with a GP, general practitioner. In the UK, healthcare is free for residents through the National Health Service, NHS, but many newcomers don't realize they need to register with a GP to access these services. A GP is your first point of contact for non-emergency medical issues, and without one, you might face delays when trying to get medical help. Many people make the mistake of only looking for a GP when they're already sick. This can make the process more stressful, as you may have to wait for an appointment to register. Registration is simple and free. Just bring proof of identity and address to your local GP surgery. Once registered, you will be able to book appointments and get prescriptions when needed. Mistake 6. Not understanding the rental market. The UK rental market can be confusing, especially for newcomers. High demand in cities like London means that rental prices are steep, and competition for good properties can be fierce. One common mistake is rushing into a lease without fully understanding the terms. It's essential to read the contract carefully and know your rights as a tenant. In the UK, landlords are legally required to protect your deposit in a government-approved scheme. Make sure you receive confirmation of this within 30 days of paying your deposit. Additionally, check what is included in your rent, such as utilities or council tax, so you can plan your budget accordingly. Before signing any lease, be sure to ask questions about repairs, notice periods, and what happens if you need to leave early. Understanding your legal rights will protect you from unfair practices. Mistake 7. Overlooking public transport options. Many newcomers are unaware of just how efficient and affordable public transport in the UK can be. In large cities like London, public transport is often the fastest and most cost-effective way to get around. The London Underground, or the Tube, can get you across the city in no time, while buses and trams cover areas where trains don't reach. In smaller cities or towns, buses and trains are reliable and often much cheaper than driving, especially when you factor in parking fees. The UK also has extensive rail networks connecting cities and regions, making travel between cities easy and convenient. If you're planning on using public transport regularly, look into travel passes like the Oyster card for London, or weekly and monthly bus and train passes for other cities. These passes can save you a significant amount of money over time. Mistake 8. Not building a social network. Moving to a new country can be a lonely experience, especially if you don't make an effort to build relationships. It's easy to get caught up in the logistics of settling in and forget about making new friends. However, connecting with others is key to feeling more at home in the UK. The British may seem reserved at first, but they are generally warm and friendly once you get to know them. Socializing through hobbies, work, or community events can help you build a network of friends and support. There are also many expat communities that can offer a sense of familiarity while you adjust to your new life. Whether it's joining a sports club, attending local events, or volunteering, there are many ways to meet people in the UK. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Building a social network will make your transition smoother and more enjoyable. Moving to the UK is a life-changing experience, but avoiding these common mistakes can make your transition smoother and more enjoyable. From understanding local customs to navigating the healthcare system, a little preparation goes a long way. Safe travels and good luck with your new adventure.